and that is 100 times better. I absolutely love that. Yo guys, it's Abhishek. I built and scaled my own SaaS company to over 10,000 users, sold it, and then quit my $100,000 job to go full-time on my current business. And today I'm going to show you an insane workflow I built in n8n. We're going to build a Facebook ad scraping agent. This agent scrapes your website to get brand colors and brand summary, and then finds your competitors to scrape their active Facebook ads using Apify, and then puts it all together to analyze it and generate ad creatives for your product so you can pump out ads like no tomorrow. I use this method for my marketing agency clients when I'm generating ads in a new vertical that I'm not used to, and it cuts down 20 hours of work a week to just a couple minutes a day. And today I'm going to go over it step by step, go through every single node in 10 minutes. So grab a coffee and let's get to it. Okay, so the first two things that we need for the form are actually the website itself. So for this example, let's pretend that I run Athletic Greens, okay, AG1. I know we've seen all those ads on YouTube before, so we're just going to use that example. Their website is ag1.com, and I'm going to also get a product image for their current Super Greens product. So this image is just an ad that I pulled off of Meta Ad Library. It's an active ad they're running now for their supplement program. I'm going to hit submit real quick, and then we should start to see the workflow kick off. By the way, the n8n template as well as all the prompts that I used in this video are available in my free Skool community. Link is in the description below. You don't have to pay for anything. I absolutely hate gatekeeping anything behind a paywall as much as the next person. Link is in the description. Just go grab it for free. Okay, the first step is actually, it starts with Perplexity. We're asking it to summarize the website that we just gave it in that n8n form. So in this, it's going to pretend to be a senior brand analysis assistant, and it's going to analyze the website to extract key information for ad creation. So this could be anything like brand style and visual cues, as well as the core benefits and value propositions of our product. I keep seeing people making really bad ads on Facebook, primarily because they're selling their product, talking about their features, instead of talking about the desired outcome for the user looking at that ad. You need to be selling the dream and the business outcome, not the features themselves. And that's exactly what we're extracting over here, so we can pass it to ChatGPT when it comes time to generating the ad. So that first step is just summarizing our product itself. The second step is actually finding the users and competitors and extracting their sites. So we have another simple Perplexity prompt, and here we're saying you are a competitive intelligence analyst. Given a company website, find its closest online competitors. We're asking to find up to 5, but we're only going to return 1 for the sake of this video. And what that's going to output is actually just a Facebook page URL. We take that Facebook page URL and actually pass it to Apify so we can start to scrape their Facebook ads. We're only going to be limiting it to images for right now. And then the next node, we're actually going to download the image themselves. So as you can see for this run, we actually just finished scraping Rise, which is a very similar health foods competitor. And this is a active Facebook ad that they're running right now. Pretty big competitor. Really well done ad, handles objections like talking about it being 100% organic, as well as selling the desired outcomes with these really good nutrients that are packed in there, and then a really good call to action to actually buy the product with this limited discount, and then handling one more final objection with a 30-day money back guarantee. Overall, really good static ad, and we're going to start to replicate this for our product itself with AG1. One more thing, please hit that like and subscribe button. I just saw in my last video 95% of you guys aren't subscribed, and I'd love to earn that from you if you're getting value out of this video. So please do me a huge favor. I'm a new channel, and it really helps with the YouTube gods putting my video on the front page, and I will forever be grateful for you doing that. Alright, back to the video. As you guys saw, this was the actual ad that we passed in. Not really that great from AG1's part, to be honest. It doesn't really have too much information. It's just kind of a lead magnet for them to capture an email. They're likely not getting as much a high ROAS on this as Rise is getting on their other ad. So we're going to try to transform this into a similar format that Rise has while maintaining our brand colors and product image. And the next couple nodes are really just some simple flattening of the inputs. So we're basically just piping in the summary, the original binary file for the image that we uploaded when we first submitted the form, and then lastly, the ad that we downloaded from Facebook for Rise itself. So we're going to be passing all three of those inputs, structuring it correctly with this code node, and then finally piping all that information into a request to ChatGPT to generate an ad based on all the information that we passed it. We're just initiating it saying, hey, you are a senior art director and copywriter specializing in paid social for DTC brand. The goal is we want to generate a new ad that follows our guidelines, uses our product image, but then borrows successful hooks and layout rhythm from our competitor ad, which is attached. We make it really clear not to copy the look or be a derivative of the ad. We want to make sure that it's fresh, on brand, and safe. So the inputs itself are the brand website, which we piped in so that it gets a little bit more context. And we also add in a brand snapshot, which is basically the summary that Perplexity came up with a couple nodes ago, summarizing the brand style, the visual cues, and most importantly, the core benefits and value propositions to the user, as well as the problem it solves and the target audience. That is the text part of the input. We're also passing two more files. The first one is image 0, which is basically the original image that we passed in the n8n form when we first kicked off the workflow. And then lastly, it is image 1, which is going to be the competitor ad from Rise that we just downloaded from that ad library. Okay, so the ChatGPT node just finished generating our ad and it returned binary data, which we then use and convert into a file so that we can view it and download it as well. And that's exactly what this last node is doing right here. So if we click view, we can actually see the ad itself. And this is an awesome ad. So right at the top here, you can see a really good call out for the discount, just immediately attracting your attention. You can see that it kept our product colors and the product image entirely intact, but used the ad that we scraped from Apify as a guide to add in more information. So here you can start to see it's handling objections as well as providing the value propositions itself, none of which we had in the previous ad. Just to give you some context, let me pull up the original image. This is what we passed in with the form submission when we first kicked off the workflow. It really wasn't a good ad. It was really just an image of the product saying, is AG1 right for you? Which, maybe half the people don't know what exactly that means even. And the value propositions don't stand out in any way at all. ChatGPT, on the other hand, did really well with the really good hook at the top with the 25% off discount, then starting to very clearly show the value propositions of drinking AG1. We then have the product image itself, and it's really good how consistent that it's kept both of them. There's no really any text errors at all, and the product and the branding look completely consistent, which is super important. And I love how it's making the value propositions at the bottom right here pop really well, showing additional benefits and handling any final objections that a user might have before clicking through. And then finally, we have a pretty decent CTA, just the website itself, nothing crazy, which works perfectly fine. And in my opinion, the generated ad is a much better variant than the original image that AG1 is actively pushing on Facebook right now. So you guys can see how super useful that this can be, and it only took us a couple minutes to generate this. So it's super useful. We get a ton of creatives just completely on autopilot. We don't have any creative fatigue. The design team doesn't have any excuse saying they're running out of ideas, but honestly, this is probably doing a way better job than they can anyway. All right, and that's it for this workflow. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And like I said, the n8n template, as well as the prompts themselves, are in my free Skool community. Link is in the description. Go download it right now and start pumping out ad creatives.